Getting another episode in right before the big game tonight versus Tulane. So we're going to knock this thing out real quick. But before we get started, Pilo, do you ever go to, do you go in for like a yearly doctor visit?
Yeah.
Wellness check type thing? Do you like that phone call that you get later in the day, like where you see it and you're like, that's the number? They're going to have good news or bad news, right? You know? And so like with my situation, like, you know, before, I hesitate just for a second, but so I finally get up the courage. I answer it. She's like, Mr. Bailey, yes, everything's fine. All right. See ya. That split second, you're like, oh crap. Then you're like, yes, new lease on life. Anyway, let's go ahead and get a new lease on the show and get this thing rolling.
Buckle up. It's a quickie.
Mm-hmm.
Hey now.
Welcome to the Top Talk. Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to another episode of To the Top Talk, brought to you by Yingling Flight. To the Top Talk is the original and longest-running Southern Miss podcast in the market. We are recording this episode on
Tuesday, April 28th.
From beautiful Hattiesburg, Mississippi, here as always with your break from the high resource for propaganda to talk a little Southern Miss athletics. I'm your host, Jason Bailey, and that guy right there is the one and only Patrick Lowry.
Hey. Cheers.
Cheers, indeed. Yeah, got the water. The water flowing for sure. Today's episode is, of course, brought to you by Yingling Flight. Wish I had one of those. I will by the time game time rolls around tonight. Yingling Flight is a premium beer brewed by DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, the oldest brewery in America. 95 calories, only 2.6 grams of carbs, 4.2% ABV for 12-ounce serving. Crisp, clean, refreshing taste, now available in 12-ounce slim cans and screw-top 16-ounce pints. Pick yourself up some Yingling Flight today. What happened since the last time we recorded, Pilo? Well, a few things. Baseball down in Mobile.
Yeah.
I know we all watched that. It was a good time down there, and there's tons of Golden Eagle fans that made it, and you'll see more about that later. The men's golf tournament is wrapping up today in the Sun Belt Conference Championship up in Jackson at Annandale, or up in Madison, I guess. Is that Madison? It is Madison, I think.
Yep.
Softball still got it rolling, and there's a perfect game thrown.
Crazy.
That's pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll get into that a little bit.
A 6-inning perfect game.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, any kind of perfect game you can get,
action.
Right?
Yeah.
Very good. So and thanks for all of you that watched our episode last week with Neely McManus. So just what a delight. Just adorable, right? And a hell of a softball player too. So
yeah.
Hey, karma, right? We get a softball player on, talk about it a little bit. Perfect game. It's just,
I mean,
crazy how that happens.
Wild.
Before we get going though, PLO, we put out a poll question earlier today. So do you want to get people, let them know what the poll question was and where we currently stand with the results?
Yeah, let's see here. So the question was 10 games remaining before the Sun Belt Conference tournament at Southern Miss BSB baseball. What's more important? Going 10-0. Establish a weekend trio, win all 3 SBC series, or stay healthy. And let's see where we are currently. Right now, we are... Hadn't been a ton. We still have about 18 hours left on that poll. So if you're listening to this, go vote. But right now we have win all 3 SBC series at 53% of the vote. Next up is go 10-0 at 28. Stay healthy at 12% and establish a weekend trio at 6%.
Okay. Well, and of course somebody put in the comments like hit more or something. I'm like, doesn't win. Just take care of that, you know?
Yeah.
I went with win all 3 Sun Belt Conference Championship series.
I think I did too. Yep.
Yeah, that's probably the way to go there. But we'll see how it finishes out and tweet that. Speaking of baseball, the record is now 31-13, 13-8 in the conference. We took 2 out of 3 from the Jaguars this weekend. Really bookended just a butt whipping of 16-7 with a couple of one-run games. And saw a lot of good and a few things maybe to clean up a little bit. Was that Cam Clark start on Saturday just, like an outlier? Or is it something to be concerned about? It looked like the thing to do to me. It looked like the rotation was finally set. And then I think, he's just too good a player to have that kind of outing. So I think that it was just an outlier. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, sometimes, some days you just aren't going to have everything. And, sometimes it may just be a little minor tweak. And, I have no doubts in Camden Clark. So he'll be back.
Yeah, I bet he wishes he could have hung in there for a little bit longer. They put up 16 runs behind him.
Yeah.
Of all days to have your worst day, that's probably, I guess, from a team standpoint, that's the best day for it to happen.
Yeah,
the game,
like, we got you. No worries.
Sure, no doubt. Game 1 though, won that game 4-3. 11 hits on the day. Graydon dealt. Colby had the extended role at the end there, which we're kind of getting accustomed to seeing on that Friday tilt. Hitting wise, Stock, he had himself a day, 4 for 4 with an RBI. Gillespie stays hot, 2 for 5, 3 RBIs, and his 11th homer. He singled in our first run in the third inning and then hit that homer in the 7th to go ahead. Higdon, 2 for 4. So Higgy and Stock batted 7th and 8th in the order, so they combined for 6 hits. Not too bad, right? Towards the end of the order. Russo stayed hot also. He hit a double. He's really turning into the spark plug, or not turning into, but he always has been. But it's just something about it, man. When Russo is hot and smiling a lot and getting on base, man, the team is just different. It just is. So good to 100%. See that. Graydon Harris, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. Ock got an out, and then Colby looked good again. 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 0 walks, and 3 Ks. So it was good to get off on the right foot. That led us to game 2. We talked about it a little bit, but yeah, it was a fight at the bat rack, right? 16-7 wins, 16 total hits, had a 10-run third inning. That was pretty fun to sit back and watch. Brilliant performance from Cross Sibley after Cam Clark finally looked human. He his first several appearances, I think like double-digit appearances before he ever gave up a run. Then he had a bad day. So you're allowed one of those per season, I think. And we got to throw a lot of guys that needed some work. One in particular that I think we need to keep our eye on. Hitting wise in this game, Seth Smith, 2 for 4 with 2 runs. Urban was kind of uncharacteristically, struggled on the day, just 1 for 6. And that seems to always happen to the best hitters in the lineup, I think. I remember way back to high school, we faced somebody who was terrible, and, our best hitters would like go over.
Right.
Russo, 3 for 5 with a granny. That was fun. Gillespie hit another home run, a 3-run shot. That's his 12th. That was in the first inning. So we got up right away and just kind of kept the foot on the gas. Dre Barrett, 2 for 5, hitting missiles. It seems like every game he plays, he gets 2 hits. Higdon, 3 for 5. He's really showing a lot of fight at the plate, too. Just like, you know what? I'm not striking out. You might get me out. I'm not striking out. That's just not going to happen. Stockman just got 1 hit, but it was that 431-foot bomb in the 6th there, so that was good. And then finally, I got to give props to Lawson Odom. He played catcher while Tucker DH'd. There's a little concern there because you're 2 catchers that play all the time. I realize we have Adams on the team as well, but, you got both your catchers in the lineup. That's just risky, right? To have them both there if something happens. It seems like there's a little bit of a risk there, but it worked out. And Lawson, he goes 2 for 4 and hit his first home run of the season right down the right field line. So it's very nice to see there. Pitching wise, below, you want to run us through that?
Yeah. So Camden Clark, like we said, he just goes 1 1/3 inning, gives up 6 hits, 5 runs. He walks 2 and has 3 Ks. Surely, I think it was just an anomaly. But like we said too, Cross comes in and saved the day. He goes 3 innings, 3 2/3, gives up only 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Meeks threw an inning, looked to be working on locating that slider a little bit. Logan Pratt comes in, he throws an inning, gives up a hit, and gets a K, threw really hard. Remember his name come postseason time.
Yeah.
Sam Mitchell comes in, gets an inning, clean 8th inning, 1 strikeout, and then KL Farr finishes it out. He had 2 Ks in the 9th.
And Logan Pratt, I don't know if you remember way back to our interview with the newcomers when he stepped in, even just through the computer screen, he just had this swagger about him, right?
Yeah.
And we knew he was a hard thrower and a big arm coming out of high school, and then had to have the surgery last year, so he's still coming back from that. But during that inning, I want to say he hit 95, 96, and 97 miles per hour. So when we say keep an eye on somebody like that, at the end of postseason tournaments, it's not your number one guy going at the end of that tournament, right? It's somebody at the end, kind of like Armistead looked that way last year, right? So this is someone that I think we should just keep our eye on. He has just amazing ability. Not that the other guys don't, but I've really got my eye on Pratt, and we'll see how that turns out. Game 3, we did lose this one 4-3. Kind of ruined a great outing by Sonny. Hit a lot of balls hard, just right at him, and it's really tough to sweep. It's hard to win 3 baseball games in a row, especially 6 baseball games in a row. If you're looking at it that way from last week. So 5 out of the last 6 Sunbelt Conference games. That's not too bad. We almost got double hits again, like we did the first 2 days. Just 9 hits on this day. Gillespie stayed hot, going 2 for 4. Higgy kept it going 2. He goes 2 for 4, including that clutch single in the 8th to take a 3-2 lead. Seth Smith hit a triple and knocked in a run in the 3rd. Odom got another start, this time as the DH, and got another hit and another RBI. So that's good. It was a big RBI too. It tied things up there at 2.
Good,
In the 7th inning. Morrison only 1 hit, but it was a double. So he wanted to do so good going back to his old stomping grounds, and he did fine. Probably not exactly what he would have wanted, but I thought he looked good over the weekend. Then pitching wise, I mentioned kind of ruining it for Sonny, but he had a really masterful performance. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it done for him. He goes 7, 5 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned, 0 walks, 4 Ks, just 72 pitches, just over 10 pitches an inning. I'll take that. Ock ends up taking the loss. He came in, gave up a double and a homer, kind of back to back. He moves to 4-2 on the year. But Pilo, that was a big series.
Yep.
They were kind of at the top of the standings, or right there, kind of shoehorned in right alongside us in the conference, and we kind of needed it. So, your thoughts on the series after we were done?
Honestly, for me, I just thought we looked so much better. Like not better in us. I just think better than South Alabama. If they were right there with us, I just thought top to bottom, we looked more complete. I wasn't overly impressed. They had a couple guys that could hit the ball. Camera work needs leaves a lot.
Sometimes it was great, and sometimes I was like, why are we showing this bird's eye view? Do the normal one.
Yeah. That seems to be the frustrating thing on the road. But no, I really hate it for Sonny. Seems like when he was at Saturday was kind of our day. It was kind of our day not to hit, and then we would bounce back and win the series on Sunday. Now they move him to Sunday, and it's like, oh, okay. But you always kind of have a guy in your rotation that like tends to not get as much run support as other pitchers, and somebody's got to fill that role. I know it's frustrating for him, but his numbers don't lie. So, it was a great win. And obviously when we get down to the rankings, that reflected that. I know our fans are frustrated every single time we lose a game, but it's going to happen. So keep winning series, keep rolling.
What do you do with the rotation? Graydon's Friday. What do you do Saturday and Sunday? You leave it like that, or do you flip flop them?
No, I think you just leave it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The important thing is, I think we saw the fight. We saw it last weekend. We saw it this week too. So I feel like we're back.
Yep.
The midweek versus Tulane tonight. I think the keys there are just keep that rhythm offensively and throw strikes. Right. The game doesn't start until you start throwing strikes. And I would kind of like to see Stockman get some rest too. I'm sure the lineups come out for tonight. I don't know what it looks like, but
pull it up.
And then the one player that you really have to keep an eye on for Tulane is Wax.
Yep.
And he has like every offensive stat. He's a leader for their team in just about every category. So keep him under wraps. And hey, maybe see another inning out of Pratt. I'd like to see that. and some other guys too. But let's let a starter get a couple innings in, 2 or 3 innings in, and then get these other guys in there and just kind of keep getting them reps, keep getting those reps, working towards the end of the year here.
They haven't tweeted out the starting lineup yet. And outside of knowing that McCarty English is throwing,
Right.
the
It should
lineup
be coming
card,
soon.
It should be any minute now. And once that drops, I'll update you guys.
Well, speaking of updating us, where do we sit as far as the Sun Belt Conference standings go?
Yeah, so Coastal Carolina ended up losing the Sunday game as well. So they are sitting at 17-4 in the conference. Their overall is 30-13. Sounds familiar. The Eagles right behind them at 13-8 in conference, but our overall is 31-13. So we're right there. I tell you who's on the kind of the up and up is definitely App State. They have won 7 in a row. They are now 13-8.
I mean, shot up the thing. Yeah.
Just completely climbed up ahead of Troy. So Troy's 12-9, and then you have South Alabama. Yeah, I hate that. South Alabama's at 11-10. Texas State and Arkansas State are 10-11. A bunch of 10. Let's see, here we go. 10-11 teams. We have Texas State, Arkansas State, ULM, Georgia State, and Marshall all at 10-11. Louisiana, Lafayette, and Old Dominion at 9-12, and then James Madison and Georgia Southern. Who cares?
That is such a bunched up lineup, though, right there.
Yeah.
With 9 conference games remaining.
Yep.
That's just that's a bunch. I mean, what could happen?
Yeah, I mean, if you win 7 in a row, like what App State has done, I mean, look at the trajectory. Marshall's.
You could go from second or third place. You can go from second or third place to 9th in a weekend.
Yeah.
Up next for the the rest of the way, really. We'll update them all. So Louisiana Monroe comes to Pete Taylor Park this weekend. And they're not the old Louisiana Monroe. So you kind of have to wrap your mind around that. Kind of like Arkansas State. Remember the beginning of the year?
Mm-hmm.
We tried to tell people this is not the same, and we clearly saw that it wasn't the same. The good thing is the Southern Miss Golden Eagles are playing better now moving into that. But so ULM coming to the Pete, they're now 10-11 in the Sun Belt Conference. They swept Texas, just to hit on a few things that they've done this year. They swept Texas State. 2 of those were blowouts. They took 2 of 3 from ULL. They beat Jack by 11. They hit 294 as a team. They have 49 home runs on the season. Unfortunately, their RPI is 142, which is kind of so. The rest of the way RPI wise for Southern Miss, which we're pretty high right now, we're top 10. I can't remember the exact number that we're at, and it might have changed in the last hour. But you're looking at RPI of 142 for Louisiana Monroe. Up next after that, James Madison. We go to James Madison. They're terrible. 18-24, 8-13 in the league. They did beat Monroe 2 out of 3 though. So if you're concerned about Monroe, you got to be concerned about them. Well, their RPI is 149, so a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Then Georgia Southern.
We're sitting at number 8.
Okay, we're sitting at 8. Georgia Southern after that back at the Pete. They're terrible too. 18-24, 5-16 in the league. Like you absolutely can't lose those games. There's an RPI there of 223. The point is, our RPI is going to take a hit down the stretch. How big of a hit, kind of depends on it's. I mean, if you look at those, you're like, well, if you win all 9 of them, well, yeah, but baseball's tough,
Yeah, for
especially with college players, swinging metal bats, and it's not going to be easy. So unfortunately, even if you go 9-0 in those, I think your RPI takes a hit a little bit. Mm-hmm. So we'll just see how it all shakes out. The good thing is we have a pretty good cushion. We can't fall that far, right? If you take care of business. Then we have the Sun Belt Conference tournament in Montgomery. So anyway, that's all for that. Pilo, the weather I think tonight is going to be weird. So update us on the weather tonight, and then update us for the weekend, because the weekend looks maybe even weirder. Like with some cold, with some rain, just you might have to layer up at the beginning of May. Not sure I've ever had to do that at the Pete. What is that looking like?
So, I mean, for Hattiesburg tonight, like I think the majority of our weather severe stuff is all around the I-20 corridor and north. So in the Jackson area, if you're up there, You'll probably be getting the brunt of that and north up toward the upper middle part of the state. So we'll get a little bit tonight, but nothing crazy. As far as the weekend, yeah, it's kind of strange. We have some rain on Wednesday and Thursday, and that kind of ushers in what looks like a cold front. So we're looking at a high of 67 and a low of 55, which today I'm pretty positive we hit 90 degrees. So you're talking a 40 degree temperature swing, just in this week. And so you're talking middle 50s up to, upper 90s. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we are for Friday. Saturday looks like there is potential of rain. And, for Sunday, we are looking, for even a little cooler, a high of 72 and low of 44. So, yeah, kind of all over the place, but yeah, that rain on Wednesday and Thursday kind of ushers in a little bit of a cold front for the weekend. And so, yeah, it's going to be kind of like, early April rather than late April. So it kind of feels like, it's going to be nice and cool out there. So Saturday's a little questionable with some rain, but, I think for the most part, it'll be pretty spotty, but it is going to be much cooler.
And we have a tournament Jack has a tournament this weekend in Petal. Good thing they have turf fields, I guess. So hopefully we can get that in as well. So now that brings us to the Players of the Week segment. Have you got it all updated from last week? I guess you do.
I do. Let me get
and I have my guy ready to roll. I thought long and hard about this, but first off, the To the Top Talk Players of the Week segment is brought to you by Bourbon on Front. Located at 206 Front Street in downtown Hattiesburg, steaks, seafood, cocktails, and the only rooftop patio in downtown. Open every day but Monday. Call 601-336-7097 for reservations, private events, and catering. Or you can visit them on the web at bourbon-on-front.com. Bourbon on Front. Go and see them today. I think I went first last week.
Oh, no. I was totally trusting on you to go first.
Oh, well, I can do it again. I mean, unless you just
do it again.
Are you still thinking?
I'm kind of between two people.
Okay. There's a lot to pick from. I mean,
there
honestly, you could have. I'm looking at my notes that I made here. I could have. There's people. I mean, you could have gone with Stock. That 4-for-4 day. He's hitting homers left and right. You know, you could have gone Sonny. We didn't get that win. There's a bunch of guys. Russo with the slam. There's so many bright spots, specifically on Saturday, that you could have gone with. Graydon had another good outing.
I have a feeling where you're going.
But I'm going with Ben Higdon.
Okay.
So 7 hits on the weekend. Had that clutch go-ahead single that one time. I mean, he's solid in right field. He's got a big arm. He's going to throw somebody out at the plate one of these times. I like him. He plays hard. He's got some of that just hard-nosed type of, like we mentioned earlier, he's just not going to strike out. And he comes in clutch quite a bit. So was he on the list already?
He was. There? Yeah, he has one right there. So he's fourth on the right-hand side there.
So now he's got 2.
All right. I love it. I'm doing this in real time. Let's see. I'm going to pull this down real quick. And we're going to add in my vote. But, yeah, I think, like you said, I think there's a lot of options we could go here. I'm going to go with...
Hold on.
Oh. Davis Gillespie.
Ooh, Gilly in the house.
Gilly moving up there to the 3 spot, and I've updated Higdon as well. So this is where our current standings are as of this week.
So we have 4 3s, 4 2s, and 3 1s.
Well, actually, that is wrong.
Oh.
Jerb only has 2. I took the screenshot too quickly.
So Jerb.
Sorry, Jerb.
Yeah. I found more toys.
Love.
Oh, well, very good. Well, so it's still a close race. The To the Top Talk Player of the Week brought to you by our good friends over at Bourbon on Front. Next time you're downtown, go sure to check them out down there. Very good stuff. Very good happy hour. Baseball rankings, Pilo. These are, there's a bunch of baseball rankings that are out there, and I think that I've updated all of them here. Sometimes some people don't. This is only Tuesday, so some of them might have not have been updated so far. But D1 baseball and NCAA sitting at number 12. On 3, we're at number 18. I don't think that one's been updated. Rob's rankings, he updates all the time. We're number 10 in Rob's rankings. 11.7 mid-major rankings, up from number 3 to number 2. Baseball America has number 13, Perfect Game number 15, NCBWA number 12. USA Today coaches number 13. Like you mentioned earlier, our RPI is currently sitting at number 8. And I did want to hit on softball and oh, my dog buddy. Can you hear him?
I heard a little bit of it.
He's just howling. He's a hound dog, I guess. So if you want to get us caught up on or get us started on softball, Pilo, it was a great weekend for the girls there. I mean, we spend so much time talking about the guys. I mean, they're having a hell of a year too. We might need to start updating those rankings. I haven't looked at them, but I mean, they got to be getting close, I think, to entering into the conversation there.
For sure. So the overall record for softball sitting at 33-20, now 14-7 in Sunbelt play. Winners of 3 games in a row. That means a sweep over none other than the South Al Jaguars. Sitting at 20-6 at the Blade. Like you said, we had a softballer on last week. Get a sweep this week through a perfecto. Karma. Maybe so. 100 wins for Coach Poole at Southern Miss. Congratulations, Coach. And, oh, look, there he is. And the first sweep of the season for the ladies. So we'll jump right into it as everybody says hello to Buddy the dog.
Buddy the dog.
So, yeah, game 1, we won this one 5-1. Giardina goes to 16-7 with a complete game. Wasn't it a perfect game?
Not this one.
Oh, okay. So she threw it. Okay. All right. Well, hello. So yeah, complete game, 6 hits. Gives up a run and a walk and 1K. Hannah Christensen does what she does. 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI, a triple and a sacrifice fly. Carrie Green goes 3 for 4. Julia Glasgow goes 2 for 3. Moving on to game 2, it was a 3-2 victory for the ladies. A walk-off in the bottom of the 8th. Casey Bennett with a home run in the 6th to tie it up at 2. Remember, they only play 7 innings, so it's kind of like that Pete Taylor Park magic a little bit over at the Blade, where the magical things happen in the 8th and 9th inning. Congrats to her on that. McDowell Davis gets the win and is now 1-1 on the season. She came in on relief for Madeline Graham, and through the last 5 innings, she gives up just one hit, no earned runs, no runs. She has a walk and 3 Ks. And this is the one that we were talking about, game 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good game.
An 8-0 win for the sweep. Kayla Giardina throws a perfect game. Just the 4th in program history, the 1st at the Blade. Hey, there we go. And I think it was the first since Courtney Blades.
Possible.
I believe so. I think I had heard that it was first one since then. The one she threw in the World Series. She is now 17-7 on the season. Her line looks like this: 6 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1K on 60 pitches. Have a day.
That's efficient right there. I mean,
yeah, 10 pitches an inning, and just cruising.
I bet if you went to that game, you're like, it's over. Is it like if you got in the long popcorn line or something? It was like a Mike Tyson fight. You're like, oh,
yeah,
knocked him out. Yeah,
I mean, like. In 2, I think with the the 6 innings pitched. I guess it's after 7 runs after 7. I think is the cutoff. Kind of like the 10-run rule. So I think if you're up 7 after 7, it's game over. And so, or maybe it's after 6. Obviously, it wouldn't be 7 because they only play 7. So I think it's up 7 after 6 or after 5. I don't know. Anyway, I know that obviously they didn't play that 7th inning. Hannah Christensen adds 2 hits, including a double and an RBI. Kinsley Gordon Sibley goes 1 for 3 with a granny. Yeah. Have a weekend.
No doubt. Congratulations to the ladies, and in particular, Kayla. Way to go. The Sun Belt Conference standings, so they're a little bit closer to being done than the men. But Marshall and ULM still atop at 16-5. Texas State, Southern Miss right there behind them at 14-7. We still got a shot at this thing, right? Now you need the right seeding and all that when you get into the tournament, but still got a shot at this thing. After that, really, people really don't have a shot, I don't think. James Madison, South Al, both at 11-10. And then everybody else in the conference is under 500. So not that they couldn't, theoretically win the rest of their games, but it really comes down to those top 4. Marshall, ULM, Texas State, and Southern Miss. That's kind of, those are probably going to be your top 4 seeds in some way, shape, or form. That's a whole lot of identical records, though. So we'll see what happens. Right now, the Golden Eagles couldn't be more hot, so that is good for them. Up next, one more series to go, then the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. So it's ULM this weekend in Monroe. And ULM is tied for first, right? So, well, there could be a major shakeup right there if Southern Miss can do some damage, or if they don't do anything at all. There still could be major implications on the line. This could make it very interesting either way. So let's fingers crossed that the ladies do great. We would like to thank everybody again and thank our title sponsor for sponsoring us, and remind you that Yingling Flight is available in 12-ounce slim cans and screw top 16-ounce pints at most retailers. Pick yourself up some Yingling Flight today. It's very good, and I endorse it. Go pick yourself up some. Cloverleaf Mall tweet of the week, Pilo, brought to you by Katie Bailey with Dunbar Real Estate. Any house, anywhere, anytime. Call today, 601-408-9980. Blow that phone up, please. But this tweet of the week, I don't know if you can pull this up. Can you pull something up and can you play it on Twitter?
Can I?
Yeah. That's right. That's why you get the big bucks right there, Pilo. So
right.
This one comes to you from Eagle Ball. So you can follow him at Eagle_Ball. And it has a screenshot of Gillespie with a home run showing like how far it went and all that. Then it's got the pitcher kind of walking away. And it says, "Listen to the crowd in Mobile. Eags up early." And then it's got like a bomb right there. And if you got it pulled up, this is what it sounds like.
First and second, only one out. And a 2-0 count to a very dangerous hitter who goes the other way. Mike Young on his force. Young is going back, and that one clears the wall.
All right. That was fun. Let me do it again. Hold on.
That was good.
Oh, did you hear it?
Yeah, that was good. I heard it.
Well, I couldn't hear it. Let me keep going.
Oh,
Sorry.
No, it was...
So Davis Gillespie, 2-run shot yesterday, a 3-run shot to start it today, and Southern Mississippi, just like that, on top, 3-0.
Well,
so the point is there.
Middle fastball at 93, and Gillespie does a great.
And he's got runners.
Yeah. So the point is there that was in Mobile, and there was tons of applause after a Southern Miss player hit the home run.
Watching the games, and it's like they kept panning to the crowd, and I'm like, why are y'all
Where
doing
you at?
that? Because it just looks like Southern Miss people the whole time.
Yeah. No non-tweet of the week this week, but again, that Cloverleaf Mall tweet of the week brought to you by Katie Bailey with Dunbar Real Estate. 601-408-9980. Before we get to the end of this thing, Pilo, I would like to give the collective a plug once again. We're working on a new an interview coming up soon. I don't know how I can get around this without giving it away. I don't think anybody's done it. I don't think anybody's done this interview yet. So we're working on it, and hopefully it comes up comes to fruition sooner rather than later. But the collective is, so the Tip Top Collective mission is to bring Southern Miss to the top. It's the official name, image, and likeness partnership that works to improve the lives of student athletes, alumni, and supporters of USM. You can join today for as little as $17. So go do that. And right after you do that, go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're getting up there. Since we've been pushing it, we've gotten 75 more subscribers or so. So we're never going. It's not like I get on there one day, I'm like, boy, they hated that one. We lost a bunch of subscribers. We don't ever just gain a lot, but we're still, trudging our way on up the list. And other sports news, let's hit some of this and shut her down. Dustin Dickerson has been called up to AAA and is now in Omaha.
Hey, congrats.
I'm not as punctual as I could be with those, but I'm getting there. So if you remember our interview with him and Sutton earlier this year, he said that was his goal. You asked him what his goal was for the season, and he didn't really have one. Later on, he's like, I got it. I want to be in Omaha because that's where the AAA club is. And he said, I want to be there because I want Southern Miss to go to Omaha. And he invited everybody to sleep on his couch, I think. Is how that went down. If I remember it right.
Sleeping on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's invited to stay at Dustin's house. And so the Wizard of Whiskey himself, Shane Lott, pointed that out on Twitter today, and we retweeted it. So thank you to the Wizard for that as well, and just congrats to Dusty, man. I mean, like, one step away from the show, bro.
Awesome.
That's got to be a good feeling, Southern Miss has 3 baseball camps coming up. June 22nd through the 25th is a summer kids camp. There's another one of those July 20th and 23rd, so about a month apart. You can go to both those. Jack will probably be at one of them. They're both summer kids camps. And in the middle there, June 30th, there's a one-day prospect ID camp. Jack cannot go to that one yet. Because he had a pretty good game last night. It's super fun watching people do good. Your kid do good. It's awesome. If you want more information about that, you can reach out to usmbaseballcamps@gmail.com or contact Braden Luke at bradenluke@usm.edu. And one more thing before we get a golf update. So if you want to go ahead and pull up the golf and have that ready to rock, former football players Braylon Braxton and Carl Chester are both invited to NFL camps. Chester to the Seahawks and Braxton with the Saints. So good luck to both of those guys. And that brings us to, before we get to the shout outs, men's golf. I know the Sun Belt Conference tournament's going on. We mentioned it in the Open. And I know they started off hot. They're in third place after day one, and had some guys shoot some good scores. Fernandez shot at 369, and a lot of the other guys were kind of right hot on his heels. So if you have that pulled up below, update us on where are we?
Yeah, so for that first round, we ended up shooting even par as a team. Today, we shot 4 under as a team, so a little improvement there. Jake Moffitt was the dude. He goes 35-34 for a 3 under 69. Supercorn, he shoots a 1 under 71. Walker Wise with a 71, and Benji Cup follows up his under par round with a 1 over 73. So that shakes out to us being 4 under as a team, and the lead is just at 9 under. So, I mean, 5 shots out is really nothing in team golf that can and really we're 2 shots out of second place. So Coastal is sitting atop at 9 under. James Madison is at 6. Arkansas State is 5 under, and Southern Miss is sitting at 4 under. So every other team is over par, including Marshall at 47 over par. Just wanted to throw that out there. Yikes. I wonder if I could shoot an 8. I probably
We need to go back there. We need to see if we have a year of eligibility and be like, hey, we can't do any worse.
Dude, as far as they play at 7,150, 7,100 yards, oof, I don't know if I could. I maybe could break 80. I don't know, maybe. I doubt it. But
47 over.
I could do better than 47 over. Yeah. I just hit pitch and wedge every time. So right there. Tomorrow's around. I know today they had to move it up a little bit and went shotgun start because of the weather in the Jackson area. So hopefully they get a window tomorrow to compete in round 3, and we'll see how that goes. But they're definitely trending in the right direction.
Very good, and good luck to the guys the rest of the way. This brings us to the shout-out segment, and we're coming in right under 45 minutes. Perfect. The shout-out segment of the show is, of course, brought to you by Art of Rue. Man, that catfish po' boy, dude.
Ready to go back
good.
this week.
So good. Art of Rue is a locally owned and operated restaurant in Hattiesburg serving po' boys, gumbo, red beans, surf seafood plates, and more. Located at 208 North 38th Avenue and can be found on the web at art-of-rue.com. Art of Rue. It's Cajun comfort food.
And if I had to bet, Kyle is probably sitting in New Orleans right now getting ready to watch first pitch.
Bunch of folks going to Clessy's. What I heard. Southern Miss alum. Right there.
Nice.
Kind of, yeah. Good dude. I met him when we were down there. Huge fan. Anyway, there's a big group going to Clessy's. So anyway, do you have any shout outs, Pilo?
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Dustin Dickerson. I know we'd already talked about it, but shout out DD. That was really cool. He kind of had that goal and talked about it and was really hopeful he could do it by June. And Lord, he's way ahead of schedule. So congrats on that. Hope everything goes well, and we're definitely pulling for you. It's been really neat to kind of keep up with a lot of the guys that are working their way up to the major leagues. And so it's really cool. I can't wait to get a card. So congrats, DD, on that. I wanted to give a shout out to my daughter, Harper. She is anxiously waiting for us to wrap this up. But she got news yesterday. She had auditioned for a solo at church, and which is a pretty big deal. And so she's going to be singing in 2 weeks. Her second solo she's ever done. So congrats to her. Really proud of her. Give her a shout out. Shout out to downtown Hattiesburg just for being you. Was down there today, worked at Grin, bounced down and had lunch at Hattiesburgers. And if you want to go see what I had, it is over on Hub City Eats. Go check that out on Instagram.
You know, in downtown was jumping last week. So Friday they had Eagle Palooza, that new little park, kind of like across the street from Cadence Bank there. And then Live at 5 was going on at the same time. And Marty Stewart and his band was at the Sanger on the same night. Not to mention what's going on at G&G in Bourbon on Front and everywhere else. So downtown's cool.
Well, you know, I walked in not really thinking much. It was a little after noon, and dude, I got the last table. The bar was packed. It was completely packed in there. So good to see them. And if you haven't had their wings, get their wings. It's kind of a little menu on the table if you're not in the mood for a burger. I had some of their hot lemon pepper wings today. They were fantastic. And finally, shout out to the Full Swing documentary show on Netflix. That is back out. If you haven't watched that, it is just fantastic. What an inside look at those guys. Has nothing to do with this, but I've been watching it, and it's really cool. So go check it out if you like golf or documentaries.
Very good. I'll give it a couple shout outs and we'll shut her down. Neely McManus. I want to shout out her for joining us last week. That was just such a fun conversation. And just go check that out. Common Sense Eagle. I want to give him a shout out on Twitter. He had some kind words for us. And at the end of us, he said, you know, you guys should have way more YouTube subscribers. I was like, this is a smart dude. He knows that we should. I agree. Shout out to the Wizard for tagging us about that Dickerson, call up to AAA. Thanks for that, Shane. And lastly, shout out to Batteries and Bulbs. They got me some new golf cart batteries finally. It's been sitting there, for like a month. I don't know what we're going to do. We finally decided to do this, but these guys were awesome. Got some trips going, when summertime rolls around, we're going to that pool in the neighborhood quite a bit. So it's nice to have it back. And just good service, good people, good prices. And I just highly recommend. They're not sponsoring or anything, but I definitely highly recommend. If you're looking for any kind of battery, I did golf cart batteries. They got any kind of battery. I mean, you walk in there, you're like, crap. What do all these batteries go to? They're everywhere. So anyway, thanks for that, guys. And that's it, dude. That's all that I got. That was the explosion. I'll do it again.
Love it.
This episode was brought to you by the premium light beer Yuengling Flight. Established in 2020 by the oldest brewery in America. It's crisp, it's clean, and refreshing taste. It has 95 calories, only 2.6 grams of carbs. Pick yourself up some Yuengling Flight today. Thanks for listening in, whatever day you might have listened, and whichever platform you chose to listen in on. Remember to follow me at Bumper J. Bailey and Patrick at P. Lowry, and follow us on all the social at To The Top Talk. And don't forget about the mailbag, to the top talk at gmail.com. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Oops. Tell somebody to the top today. And as always, Southern Miss.
To the top.
Talk.
Why you mad?
I could play
Beat the Greenies.
for Alabama, USC, or Notre Dame. You have lots of things to offer, but Southern Mississippi put you all to shame. I was born here in Hattiesburg, never ventured far away. When it comes to playing football, here in Eagle Heaven is where I'm gonna stay. I could play for North Carolina, Ohio State, or LSU. You play a good game of football, but Southern Mississippi is a whole lot better than you. When the football season is over and done, the fans here in Hattiesburg will be proud of what we've done. I could play for the Georgia Bulldogs, Florida State, or Tennessee, but I chose Southern Mississippi, and right here at home is where I'll always be. I could play for Alabama, USC, or Notre Dame. You have lots of things to offer, but Southern Mississippi put you all to shame. I could play for North Carolina, Ohio State, or LSU. You play a good game of football, but Southern Mississippi is a whole lot better than you. When the football season is over and done, all your teams with famous names will see we're number one. Ask Mississippi State. Ask Mississippi State.